Okay, Coach, new year, some fresh faces on your team, some returners coming back. How has practice been going for you?
Well, we just completed what I call Q School. It was a matter of 7 rounds through a 5-day period over the Labor Day weekend, and I'm extremely happy with how things went. Basically, because of the total scoring of the entire team is lower than it's ever been. In fact, Wyatt Drost, a junior this year, was 2 under par for the entire 7 rounds, which we've never had anybody do that before. We've had him come close to par, but nobody really getting it under. And the neat thing is there's 3 guys right on his heels. I think the 4th guy might be 3 or 4 over par is all.
So, Coach, you spoke a little bit about some newcomers. What about some returners that you've had in the program? How have they been doing through your Q School?
Well, a couple of them did rather well. Eric Gandy, he finished just a couple strokes over par for the 7 rounds, and then also Micah Skidmore. Micah has been one of our better players now for this is actually his junior year, but I'm really expecting a lot out of these guys simply because right now they're showing me that they got a lot. Every one of them had subpar rounds, and again, every one of them were just a few over par for those 7 rounds.
Okay, first tournament coming up beginning of next week up at Lake Superior State, their invitational. You're hitting it up in the UP at a good time of the year. Hopefully you'll get some good weather. What are some of your expectations heading into that initial tournament for your team?
Well, first expectation is that the leaves haven't changed up there yet. But no, right now, the nice thing that I have about this particular tournament is that we don't leave until Sunday. So I've still got Friday and Saturday to try and determine who our 5th spot, who's going to take it. After those 4 guys I talked about, I've got 4 more that are all returners. They're all upperclassmen. In fact, 2 of them are seniors. One is Adam Hansen, who is the team captain as well. Adam had a little bulky putter maybe through the 7 rounds, but still is in pretty good shape. Chris Weir, another senior. Chris had a great summer. He won a couple of tournaments, played quite well, has been really working on his game. So there's a level of excitement there for Chris. Another guy by the name of Jeremy Schultz. Jeremy actually was leading Q School through five rounds. He was even par through those. So he had an extremely good kind of, I don't want to say come out of nowhere, because Jeremy, I've seen him shoot 65. So again, he's another guy. But everybody that I've mentioned right now has all had subpar rounds. And then in the 4 spot is a sophomore by the name of Ryan Thomas. I shouldn't say in the 4 spot. One of those 4 that are going to be fighting for that 5th spot. The other nice thing that I have with the Lake State tournament is that I'm taking 7 guys up there. So 1 guy out of those 8 that I just mentioned is going to obviously have maybe an issue with Coach, but again, we've got Friday and Saturday to go through all that, and hopefully it'll be a little clearer in my head as to who the top 7 guys are at this point.
All right.
Freshmen that came in this year, I was very selective in picking just 2 of them to bring into the program, as I'm trying to whittle down the size of the roster, which is somewhat of a difficult thing to do. But anyway, these 2 young men, a guy by the name of Nick Minter, and then the other one is Ryan Peruski. Both of those guys had a little bit of a stumble through most of the, I shouldn't say through most of the rounds, but a couple of the rounds they stumbled. But one thing that was really surprising and really nice to see is that on Sunday when we played 36 holes, both of those guys played even par for those 36 holes. So they'd gotten maybe a little nervousness out of them and started playing up to their potential, or at least up to some of the expectations that I was hoping for them. Now, whether they get into the lineup, we'll just have to wait and see how the season squares out here, and we'll certainly know in a couple of weeks on all of that.